Alright, hello everybody, welcome to I Command, and we are going to be doing a game log review here on Vassal. This is the finals match that was played for the IACP tournament that happened on October 22nd. We had top four cut, then players scheduled games on their own, and we finally got the finals match just last week. I've been sitting on it a little bit, I apologize, but Derek versus Lukas, and we got the login, so we're going to be able to review it here. This match was played on November 6th, just so you all know, and this is going to be determine the winner. And there are some stakes here in this tournament. The winner of this tournament and the winner of all of our free tournaments we've had, I guess which are two, and our league, is going to get a set of Season 7 deployment cards printed from a professional printer with a really great card quality, and that's going to get sent to them for free since there was free entry for this tournament. And so there's a lot on the line here. I don't think Derek or Lukas have either won one of those sets yet. Morgan won the last one. And just because Derek is in the steering committee doesn't mean he gets a free ride. He's going to have to earn it if he wants it, and Lukas can take it from him. So this is going to be a fun match to watch. Looking at the list here, so this is, we'll talk about Derek's list first. This is the Derek special. This is what he's been playing the entire season, which is IG-11 with Clan of 2 attachment, The Mandalorian 8 points version, Onar Koma, Jabba the Hutt, Dr. Afro, Bib Fortuna, and Jawa Scavenger. And if you want to see what any of those cards do, I'll of course be popping them up on the screen as the gameplay goes along. But you can also go to tabletop.admiral.com. If you go to their IA list builder, which I think is classic.tabletop.admiral.com, you can look at all the cards, including all the ICP cards, and see what they do. So moving on, we've got Lukas down on the bottom in the red deployment zone, playing Jedi. So that's pretty awesome to see him make it all the way to the finals with this list, and he could take it down. We don't know yet. Playing Luke Skywalker. He's got a blank card there with it, which is Heir to the Jedi, which you see up on your screen. The reason it's blank is because we actually had a Vassal update recently, and it's finally showing the finalized fancy art for all the ICP cards instead of their playtest art. Excuse me. And so the only Season 7 card it looks like in either of these players' lists is Heir to the Jedi, which is a 0 point card for Luke Skywalker attachment. And it gives him a reroll, basically. There's a lot of text on the card there, but if you're putting it on Jedi Luke, which is what Lukas is running, it basically just gives him a reroll on all his attacks. And it seems like that has been enough to make Luke a lot more popular and a lot more performing a lot better as well. Then he's got Ahsoka, who is 7 points and otherwise unchanged. He's got Davith Elso from the Bespin Gambit, also ICP. He's got Mara Jade, a new character for ICP, introduced in Season 5. Then he's got Yoda, Gideon Argus, R2D2, and Channel the Force, so no C3PO in this list, which is what you tend to see is they either drop C3PO or Gideon for Yoda. I think a lot of players' first instinct is to drop Gideon since they get an extra point by keeping 3PO, but I think Gideon does a lot better in these Jedi lists thanks to being able to give extra movement points as well as move Yoda out of activation to kind of shuffle that force deflection around, which is a really powerful ability on Yoda that lets him counterattack whenever he or an adjacent friendly figure is attacked by a hostile figure. Alright, so they are playing on Secure Munitions, Mission B. But before we get into the gameplay, I just want to say a big thank you to my Patreon supporters and those who support the channel through other means. It's been a huge help for me, your support. It's been tough financial times for me. And just a huge thank you. And if you are grateful to be able to enjoy fresh Imperial Assault content in the year of 2022 and beyond, please consider supporting the channel over at patreon.com/IACommand and becoming a patron. And if you want to support the channel for free, go ahead and hit that like button, leave a comment on the video, and be sure to subscribe to the channel so you never miss a video. Alright, let's get back to the game here. So we have, again, we're playing Secure Munitions, and it looks like, who has initiative here? Looks like Lukas has initiative and chose the bottom deployment zone. Unless Derek is Derek playing? Oh, Derek's playing Devious Scheme. Excuse me. So I missed that on the list reading. He's got Devious Scheme, so that means that Derek forced Lukas to take the red deployment zone and the initiative. So he gets to have both advantages here. It'll be interesting to see if that is an advantage. Normally, the top deployment zone has a big advantage against the bottom because of that extended line of sight blocking wall up there by the red crate. But usually that's for blocking line of sight, and Lucas's list is entirely melee based. So we'll see how much of that is going to hurt. It might hurt by taking that spot away from Lukas to be able to approach from there. Um, Looking at the mission here, I think, is this the one where you can attack them? Yeah, so the crates have 5 health, and they can be attacked, and when they're destroyed, they deal 2 damage to everything next to them. This is the one where you're moving the crates back to your deployment zone. So this will be a really interesting mission. So let's see how it goes. We've got Lukas starting off with initiative, as we mentioned, and we actually have chat. I have text chat down here, so this is going to be good. I'll be able to see what's going on. Okay, so we're gonna activate Yoda. I'm gonna throw up his card here. Just a second. Where is my... There it is. Alright, so Yoda activating, and he is using this nice little combo with Channel the Force. Due to a oversight that we then kind of embraced and made into a combo, Yoda has the ability Wisdom. At the start of his activation, you draw 1 command card. If you do, you place 1 card from your hand on the bottom of your deck. Now, what you do is you use that with Channel the Force, which says, I guess I could pull it up here. Is that a neutral? That is a neutral card. Here we go. Which says, if you would draw a card, you can exhaust this card. You can draw 1 fewer card than you would have, then search your command deck for a card with the Force User trait, reveal it, and put it into your hand. So, because of this card basically reducing the amount of cards you drew, you did not draw a card, and therefore Yoda's "if you do" clause of having to put a card back from your hand on the bottom does not come into effect. So basically, you get a free tutor to search for any Force User card out of your deck. You do have to suffer strain for it still from Channel. But it's a nice little 1-point card that gives you extra card draw, sort of. It doesn't let you draw into stuff like Son of Skywalker or take initiative. It only lets you get extra Force User cards in your hand, but that is still nice to have that extra card advantage. So that's what's going on with that. So he went and got Knowledge and Defense and put it in his hand. Very powerful command card for Rebel Force users. Let's see. Okay, we got an error. Not sure why, but Jabba is going to activate for Derek here. Going to draw a card and focus up Onar. And let's see. R2 activating. Going to go ahead and draw another card. We're going to turn that off. Okay, and we've got Bib Fortuna, whose card I will also put onto the screen. Another nice new support figure in IACP from Season 6. This is a very powerful one. So he's going to focus Mando with Bib Fortuna, and then going to go and control the terminal there. And now we've got Luke Skywalker activating. Going to move up to the door, which, are these doors locked? Doors are locked, so you have to control a terminal to be able to open a door, which is not too difficult, but they get to open 1 door each at the end of each round. So one of these doors is going to stay closed and locked going into the next round, which will be interesting to see. I would think he might... You're thinking which door Lukas wants to open. I don't know if he wants to open that middle one. Anyway, Jawa moving up to control the red stash for Derek. We saw Davith activating here. Gideon activated as well, focused up Ahsoka. Luke is focused up from Yoda. Davith going to control the red crate, and he's in a nice spot there. Difficult to get line of sight to him from there. Mando going to activate. Going to move. No, going to activate Onar. Going to move up next to the Jawa. And map is considered to be pretty beneficial to melee figures because of how close it is. The two deployment zones are starting out. But you still can't really get a good attack off with your melee figures round one. You have to move into this blue area, which Mara Jade is now doing. And that means Derek is going to be moving all of his figures away from the entrance to his deployment zone and up into the area with the columns, those red, this area right here. And so it's going to make it difficult for Lukas to try and close the gap as long as Derek is moving away. Although he is able to flank with Davith, but Davith, if he can get Vanish with Davith, which is his command card, he might be in a good spot there. But Davith alone is not going to be able to do it. Ahsoka, and by the way, this match I believe is an hour and 45 minutes is the time limit since it is the finals. So we're probably going to see this match reach its conclusion and not go to time. So Ahsoka going to go up and join Davith in the columns area, which leaves Mara Jade and Luke pretty badly out of position here. Afra going to go and control the yellow crate. And now Luke going to activate again. No, okay, so Luke got pushed up to the door by Gideon. So now he's activating for realsies. Lucas deciding what he wants to do with Luke Skywalker. I think he would want to control the blue crate there. He's not controlling it from there because there's blocking terrain. So that's going to be awkward. Okay, we've got IG-11 going to play Urgency, and that's going to get negated by Lukas, so that's going to stop that from happening. I think that's a good play. I would assume guild programming is in Derek's hand there, and that that would have led to probably Mara Jade getting deleted with rapid fire. So I think that's smart, especially since Lukas doesn't have to worry about taking initiative from Derek until 2 rounds from now. So stop the threat that's here. Now worry about the threat that's coming in 2 turns and deal with that later. Okay, so Baby Yoda gonna move up and gonna contest the red crate from Davith. So one of the powerful things about the Clan of 2 card is that it does not prevent Baby Yoda from being counted for control. A bit of a contested feature of that card, in fact. Alright, but that is going to be the end of the round, so we're going to see, let's see. I think we're going to see some VPs. Oh, that's right, you don't get VPs from controlling the crates, you get VPs from dunking them into your deployment zone. Which maybe dunking is not quite the correct terminology, you're dragging them along. But anyway, so the door is going to open. I wonder who opened which door. Let's see. It's in reverse order of initiative, right? That's what screw doors normally are. For each terminal, that player chooses. No, it's not in reverse order of initiative. So whoever had initiative this round. So Lukas opened the door next to Luke. So that makes sense. He wants to open that because he's controlling the blue crates. So he needs them to come out of that area and back to his deployment zone. So that's why he opened that blue door. And then Derek opened the middle door. And that also makes sense because he's got ranged figures up in the red and green room, and he wants to be able to shoot at Lucas's figures. And he doesn't want to give Mara a free avenue to go kill Jabba the Hutt. So that makes perfect sense. Alright, so it's going to move these crates. And again, unfortunately, that blue crate is not currently being controlled by Luke Skywalker. He would need to be 1 space down for that to work. Okay, so we've got Afra using excavation to dig up that negation that was played. Let's see if I can bring her card up here. There we go. Now you can see her excavation ability is being used. So that's powerful. Derek has now a free way to stop any 0-point cards that Lukas might play, which would include cards like Urgency and Force Rush that he really needs to get his figures close enough to attack. So it's going to be Derek's activation now, unless there's a take initiative from Lukas, which there is not. And of course that would stop that from being played. And alright, we've got Onar activating, going to be targeting Ahsoka there for an attack. Focused attack. Oh, he's going to play a card here. What is he playing? Tools for the job is being played. So that's going to add a red dice. And Ahsoka going to play knowledge and defense. Going to add a black die to the attack or to the defense, and then possibly redraw it later as many times as they can spend surges, on their attacks. Okay. Looks like there's an issue with the sound effects in Vassal in the new mod. At least with this log, I think it's just not compatible with the new module, but should work if you're playing on it. And alright, so we've got not a great roll. Spent the block token from Vigor that Ahsoka gets. So that's going to be a block and an evade. And, ooh, there's the rest of the dice. That's big. 3, 8, 10 damage going through, it looks like. Yep. And now strengthen numbers being played by Derek and allow him to activate a group with total cost 12 or less. So anything that costs 6 or less you can activate. So that would be Afra or Jabba or Bib or a Jawa. It's going to go with Jabba the Hutt. No, not going to do that. I'm going to go with Afra here. So I'll throw up Afra's card back up on the screen. And Ahsoka has 12 health. And it looks like she's going to try and finish off Ahsoka here. Yeah, that's going to do it. Does he have Dying Lunge? No. So takes out Ahsoka before she can activate. And that's going to put Derek at 8 VPs with 1 extra from Jabba. Alright, Davith's going to do his thing. I wish he was focused, but I think we're still going to see some good damage here. He's going to play a card. Oh, nice. He's got Vanish. So this is Davith's command card. Very powerful. One of the reasons to play him for a special action for the rest of until his next activation. So not even for the turn. Until he activates next, he cannot suffer any damage or conditions. And then at the start of his next activation, he gets 4 movement points. So this is very powerful. I think this means he's not going to be able to attack though, which is unfortunate. But he's going to be able to hold things down until reinforcements can arrive. Here is Davith's deployment card. He is still counted for purposes of control. Oh, he can attack. He's going to go for the child. That makes sense. I think he's going to get got here, unfortunately, by Vanish. One of the problems is it says you can't gain conditions, which means harmful conditions, but also means beneficial conditions. So he probably should have attacked there first and then used Vanish. Yep, he is no longer hidden, which is unfortunate. Let's see what is being played here. And I think he's going to be weakened as well. Okay, so maybe that's why he did it. So Vanish would have stopped. Vanish is stopping him from taking weakened from Clan of 2. So maybe that's what it was. He was willing to give up the hidden in order to not be weakened, which that kind of makes sense. Let's see, Clan of 2, and there's the child that he just attacked. So incapacitated the child through force exhaustion, but taking away that recovery is going to be really good for him. Not having to deal with that. Alright, so now we've got Jabba activating. Going to focus Onar, and he's going to spend victory points for... Oh, he's not going to spend it. So, okay, not going to spend it. He's just going to draw a card and focus Onar. R2 activating for Lukas. Going to go ahead and draw a card, and now we've got Bib focusing up IG-11. Yoda going to go ahead and grab another card from the deck with Channel the Force. Looks like he is getting Get Behind Me, which is a 2-point version of Bodyguard for Rebel Force users, but they get to move 3 spaces. So now that he has Davith Vanish, that's one of the cool combos you can do with this deck is Vanish on Davith and then have Davith use Get Behind Me to tank an attack for somebody else. but he's kind of all alone, unfortunately. Now you could still stay vanished next round and use it next round, but we'll see what Lukas does with that combo. Yoda going to focus up Mara Jade here, and now we've got Mando who's going to come down and take a shot at Yoda. Focused attack. Let's throw Mando's card up there. So that's going to be red, blue, and green with an extra green from the focus. No cards. Ooh, wow. That's a lot of damage. And a blank from Yoda. That might kill Yoda here. Yeah, I think so. That is a dead Yoda. 9 health on Yoda, but it looks like he's taken 2 damage from Channel the Force. So Yoda going to go down, and that means that Mando takes no damage from Yoda's Force deflection, unfortunately, since it would trigger after the attack resolves, and Yoda is dead. So that's going to be 5 more points for Derek. Derek is taking a strong lead here. Now, honestly, Ahsoka is probably the weakest of all these Force users in Lucas's list, so even weaker than Davith, although Davith not being hidden or focused anymore is pretty bad for him. So I'm not sure about that, but he still has Luke and Mara, so let's see what he can do. Gideon gonna come up, gonna move Luke 2 spaces. Nice positioning there. Well, I should say it would be if Gideon was like 1 space further up, but Luke is exposed here. Okay, Luke is going to activate. He is close enough to double tap on Mando. And that reroll is going to be clutch here, I think, to help him get the pierce he needs to break through those block tokens. Mando is going to spend a block token. Oh, nice roll from Luke. And I think a reroll on that blue die is justified. Yep, there's a reroll. Still same result. So now we're doing 5, 6, 7, pierce 3, most likely. So great roll. Oh, parry going to be played. It's going to stop the pierce, unfortunately. So that's going to take that down. This is parry being played by Mando to add an evade. So I think that's going to take it down to 5 damage. Yep. And now Luke going to get to attack again, but not before Onar plays extra protection on this attack. I'm going to be able to move 2 spaces and perform an attack targeting any figure, but most likely going to go for Luke here. Yep. Now, interestingly, that is going to trigger Luke's deflect ability, but you got to do what you got to do. So attacking Luke, focused attack again. Luke has that auto evade, so that's going to be 1, 2, 5, 7 damage into Luke. Ouch. Oh, and an assassinate being played. Now that can be the only card played during this attack, and it doesn't count against extra protection since that was played before the attack was performed, so that's fine. But that's going to do quite a bit of damage. I think 10 damage to Luke there. And that is why Onar is just so strong, and we are never going to touch him unless we nerf him. God, should we nerf Onar? You guys should tell me in the comments. Should we nerf Onar Coma? We're going to do a little comment poll. Onar Coma, too strong. Please nerf. Tell me in the comments. Alright, so that was Luke. He didn't, let's see, was he 1, 2, 3, 4? Interesting that he went to control the stash. So I mean, I guess I know what we're doing here, right? We mentioned it, the get behind me combo. So he's putting Luke there to protect him from dying, and because here comes IG 11, gonna use rapid fire, not targeting Luke, so Derek is aware of this combo, it seems. Gonna go after Gideon instead. There we go. Focused attack on the first one. Oh boy, he's got a reroll, but I don't think he needs it. That's a dead Gideon. 4 points for Derek. Lucas gonna use heroic effort, which I didn't call out, but he should have in his list. And now here we see the second attack going into Luke, and now Get Behind Me going to be used by Davith, who is currently invulnerable thanks to Vanish. So Davith's going to step in, takes the attack, and takes 0 damage. And now Mara Jade playing Urgency. But that negation is going to stop that again. We mentioned pretty painful to have that be excavated due to so many of the good movement cards in the list, in Lucas's list being 0 points. So that's going to leave Mara stranded, unless she has Heart of Freedom, which there it is. Heart of Freedom is being played. It's not being played. Oh, she can't play it because it has to be start of activation, and she already moved into the middle of her activation by playing Urgency, which costs an action. Oh, that's unfortunate. I think Lucas maybe just forgot there that negation was active for Derek. So that's unfortunate, or maybe he didn't realize Heart of Freedom's strict activation timing. Now, I have been bitten by this activation timing myself, and I will tell you, when it happens to you, that's one of the things you don't ever forget anymore, is that Heart of Freedom is start of activation only. Now, the other two, for the versions that were made for Empire and Scum, they fixed it in those ones. You can use those anytime during an activation, but I think that screws players up even more. So I see Son of Skywalker is coming down. So now Luke Skywalker got to activate again, which is why Lucas made sure to protect him with that Get Behind Me play instead of taking the extra attack on Mando. And now he's going to go ahead and go for that double tap here. Going to try and take down Mando. Plays Death Blow for the extra 2 damage. Mando going to spend the block token. Might as well, it's not useful if you're dead. And it did come into play there. It's going to stop at least 1 damage thanks to that triple block. Luke rolling not too bad. I think you might want to reroll that blue. Yep, unfortunately gets the same result. So we're seeing 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, pierce 3. It's going to be 6 damage, which I think is just enough to kill Mando. Except that Onar is there, and he's got the get down to protect Mando. He's going to stop that pierce 3. He's going to stop 3 damage going into Mando. So only 3 going to be dealt here. Again, guys, in the comments, Onar Coma, nerf. Do we nerf Onar Coma? We don't usually nerf stuff, so. Okay, so we do have one more attack coming from Luke here, which should be able to kill Mando, but that would have been really good to take him out there. That's going to be a dead Mando. So 8 points for Lucas. Oh, he's re-rolling. He's going to try and redraw Knowledge and Defense. Now, that is interesting, because he has exactly enough damage to kill Mando still. Yeah, so Mando dies, and he re-rolled to get Knowledge and Defense, so that's good. Now Luke going to move back. And hopefully for Lucas, he can take initiative here and not get it negated, since Urgency took that away from Derek, although Derek still has his own copy that he could draw. So here we go. The child is incapacitated, but it is still controlling that red stash. Now, I think this was not correct. The push effect from Clan of Two is mandatory. We saw the Mandalorian active, or not the Mandalorian, IG-11 activated, and I believe the child was on IG-11. Now I may be wrong, but usually he attaches it to IG-11. So in that case, start mission. At the end of your activation, push the child figure or its token to your space or an adjacent space. That is mandatory. It's not an optional effect. So the child should have been summoned back to IG-11 and should not be on the stash. I think Derek made a oopsie there, and is using the incapacitated child token to control the stash. So now we see the blue one is going to get scored for Lucas. So that's going to increase his points by 6. So going to 14. The other blue one going to be sent on its way by Mara. Now we've got the red one, and I believe, do these only move 3? Yeah, they only moved 3 spaces, so that means that there's no way Derek's going to be able to score. Oh, never mind. Here we go. This one's moving. So now the red one is in position to be scored next turn. So 17 to 14 in Derek's favor, but Derek has his crates on the way. But another crate on the way for Lukas, so he could catch up here. Alright. Ah, there we go. Looks like the players called it, or Derek probably figured it out. He figured out he should not have been able to control that crate with Baby Yoda there. So excellent, excellent. Moving into the next round, we've got Lukas getting initiative, and there's a card being played. Oh, it's take initiative. So let's see. Oh, that's Derek's take initiative. So excuse me, I totally forgot. So let's see, does that mean, yeah, Bib Fortuna being exhausted, Derek gonna be able to take the initiative here, it looks like. And is this, what is this? Strength in numbers. Oh, strength in numbers being excavated. That is gonna be backbreaking, I think. As he still has this Onar Afra combo. So Onar gonna rush Luke here. Going to attack Luke. Luke's going to play Knowledge and Defense to add that black die. And he gets the dodge. Does he have heightened? He does not. So Luke survives. And now we're going to strengthen numbers into... Who's he activating? Would have to be Afra. Oh, he's going to go into... Oh, he's going to do Jabba. And Jabba is going to do a order hit. So the double action... Spend 2 VPs, so Derek's going to go down to 15 victory points. And it looks like he's going to have either Onar or IG attack Luke here. Oh, he's focused. Okay, so Onar is using Incentivize to focus Onar, and then he's going to play to the limit to get a free action, which he can combine with his second normal action to do order hit. This is the common play you see with Jabba because, as you can see here, it lets you focus your figure before you attack with it. And importantly, Jabba does not suffer the effects of stun. I mean, he does, but he's never moving and he's never going to attack. And stun only stops you from performing an attack or exiting your space. And Jabba is interested in doing neither of those. Alright, so unfortunately, no dodge for Luke here, and that is a focused Onar attack. Oh, whoa, 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 there's the negation. Was this a hasty dice roll? Are they going to let this go through? If this is Lukas negating the to the limit, then Derek doesn't get to attack here. I think it's too late. Yeah, because Lukas rolled his defense dice too, so that means he probably said to have the attack go through. Let's see. Let's see. I don't see anything mentioned about negation being played, so I'm not sure what that was. Maybe a little psych out. I think maybe Lukas wishing he had played it there. I'm not sure. But Derek goes to 26 VPs. Gets 11 from killing Luke, who has 10 points, plus 1 for Jabba. Alright, Mara's going to come up. He's still got Davith, and he still has Mara. Focused attack on IG. And the other great thing you can do with this list is that Mara can also play Vanish and Son of Skywalker, so she's very good in this Jedi list. Let's put her card up so you can see. A very popular figure. She does a lot of cool stuff for list building. That's a pretty good attack. She does have a reroll as well. 5, 6. Currently at 8, Pierce 3. She's probably going to reroll that green die. Oh yeah, there you go. So that's going to be 8, 10? 10, right? Yeah, that's 10 damage. I think that kills him. Oh, nope. Forgot about Onar again. Too good. So Onar is going to stop one of those surges, and it's going to bring that damage down to 8. Oh, but Lucas is saying, thinking if he wants to do 8 or redraw knowledge and defense. So that's an interesting choice. Because he could do 8 damage, or he could do 5 damage and redraw knowledge and defense. So he's going to do 5 damage and redraw knowledge and defense. And now IG going to rapid fire, targeting Marjade. That's IG 11. So Mara going to play knowledge and defense that she redrew. Just not the defense rolls that Lucas is probably wanting to see here. That's going to be 5 right now. Derek has a reroll. 6 damage going into Mara. Oh, tough luck being played. Nice. So that's going to be just 3 damage. Lucas punishing those rerolls without even needing to bring doubt in his list. Oh, Derek saying he was not focused. He rolled too many dice. Ooh. So it looks like they're going to redo the attack with the correct dice. So that's an interesting way to do it. And now he knows Tough Luck's in his hand, so he's not going to reroll. I'm not sure about that. I think... I'm not sure about that way to resolve that. I think at that point you either just go with what's on the table, or you let your opponent pick one of your extra green dice to remove from the pool. But I'm not sure. But I think both players agreed that was the way to do it, so that is the way they did it, and that's fine. So moving on. So I'm going to do 3, and now going to attack again. So it says she's using Fast Learner. Going to deal 1 damage back to IG by playing Ahsoka's command card. Fortunately, doesn't have the power token, because that would have been awesome if he had the power token, right? Oh, I guess he would have only been able to get to 11 damage. So I'm going to deal 1, just trying to get that card out of his hand. And a blank. Oof. So that's going to be 6 Pierce 1. Doesn't quite do the job, though. And he can't reroll because, again, he knows that Lucas has Tough Luck in his hand. So IG going to retreat back to the yellow crate up there on the top right. Alright, we get to see Davith activate, but this is going to be a pretty sad Davith activation, I think. Mostly because, again, you really want him to be focused and hidden when he goes, but maybe he can get enough. He only needs 1 surge to get Fell Swoop to go off, and then he will become hidden for the become hidden for the second attack. So let's see what he does here. He's also getting 4 free movement points from Vanish. It would be great if he had Pummel, but I don't know if he runs it. I mean, he should run it, but there's also possible he just hasn't drawn it yet. It's fantastic with Ahsoka as well. And with Son of Skywalker, too. You can just double move Luke into position, and then you attack 3 times on his second activation. But he's going to go for Afra here. I think that should be not too difficult to kill if he gets the surge he needs. I'm surprised he did not go for... Let's see, where was he? He was all the way over here. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He could have easily gotten to IG-11. I'm not sure why he didn't. I'm thinking he forgot about the 4 movement points from Vanish. So let's see. Oh, interesting. He did cut and run to do 1 damage to Onar there. Which, again, I'm not sure about that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, he seems like he's using all of his extra movement points. 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I would have gone for IG instead. Well, what do you do? What can you do? So I believe that was cut and run we saw being used on Onar. Although I might be wrong. He might have actually taken 2 damage from Rush, so maybe not. So he is aware. I'm looking at the text chat. He is aware of that. He's got +4 movement points. He's trying to use cut and run twice. Oh, which I guess you can. And there's a dodge from Afra, but he can use Fell Swoop here. So I guess the second attack, he will become hidden. He should be hidden. Yeah, he's got the hidden surge there. Alright, so now he's going to be doing 4 damage, Pierce 3, and becomes hidden again. So unfortunate that she got the dodge there. So not able to pick up the kill. And that would have killed IG-11. Now, am I wrong that he couldn't get there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So why not go for... Unless he's probably... Let's see. Afra has not activated yet, so he's probably just trying to keep Mara alive there. So I think that makes sense then. Yeah, that play makes sense. So, because if he goes after IG, then Mara dies to Afra. So he's just trying to kill Afra before she can activate, but unfortunately it did not work out. So, no, the Jawa might have done it anyway, though. That would make it extra sad if this Jawa takes out Mara. No, because that means he gave up the kill on IG-11 for nothing. Oof. Okay, so Derek goes to 33. And nobody is attending to the blue crate for Lukas, unfortunately. But I guess R2 could get there. Yeah, he's going to go get the crate. And that is going to be the end of round 2. Or no, the end of round 3. Afra gets to activate. Going to shoot at Davith, who blanks out as well. So it's going to be 4 damage to Davith. And Mara going to move back into cover to control the red crate. Alright, and now both players going to score, but Derek, it looks like, is going to score both of these crates. No, just the red one. So Derek going to go to 39. Lukas goes to 20. And now it's Derek's activation with initiative. I don't think it's going to be too hard for IG to take out Davith here. Going to excavate negation with Afra. And let's see. Derek does not have initiative here. This is going to be Lucas's initiative. Derek did have initiative the last 2 rounds, which was big. So Lucas is going to get initiative here. Derek is going to use excavation on parry instead of negation. And so Lukas has a chance to steal a kill with Davith. Going to play Heart of Freedom and Force Rush. Does he have Pummel? Did he draw Pummel? If he did, then he wouldn't want to stand there. So he's going to go ahead and attack with Hidden. That's going to do 1 damage if he does the Fell Swoop. But parry is played by Excavation, stopping the Fell Swoop, and that is unfortunate. Yeah, and so no kill on IG. Gonna move through IG to deal 1 more damage to him. Gonna do 1 damage to each of them. And it seems that it is going to be over pretty soon here. That is a lot of damage from Afra. 6 damage. Going to discard for Bib Fortuna to add +1 damage. Going to play Field Tactician to have IG-11 move. And it's pretty much just R2-D2 here. Going to go for an attack on Onar from downtown. Nope, too far. Onar going to come up, use his rush, finishes off Davith, and that is the game, making Derek the winner of the tournament. And so he's going to take home those sweet deployment cards. But we're going to have more tournaments coming up soon, later in the year. Not for November, but I think we're going to be having one for December. We're working on that. Thanks everybody for watching. I hope you enjoyed this gameplay, and we're going to be doing some more very soon. See ya.